This is Elektron Analog Rhythm. It is an 8-voice analog drum computer and sampler. This machine sounds absolutely awesome, but one of the other reasons you hear people like it so much is the sequencer. Now, why is that? And why would you want to supplement or replace it with another one? Let's focus on two things: per step parameter change and randomness. If you have a sequence going on, every step can have really any parameter changed by the sequencer. For an easy example, if you want the first kick drum in this sequence to be longer, we just hold the step button and change the decay. We can also make it louder using either the same technique or setting the accent mode to, well, accent every first beat of the bar. One thing to keep in mind is that not every step with a parameter change has to play a note. If we hold the other 4/16 notes of the first beat, then in the trig page turn off these buttons, the steps will turn yellow. Now we can turn down the filter, turn up resonance and change the frequency for every step. And we instantly have a way more interesting pattern. When it comes to randomness, I feel rhythm takes a bit of work to get it done, but it does work. Hold a note and under trig, turn the knob to a percentage. There's a few modes that I won't go into too much detail over, but basically turning this to 50% makes sure that the note is playing only 50% of the time. Let's add another sequencer. This is Arturia Beatstep Pro. First, how do you hook it up? Well, it is worth noting that the rhythm's voices all come in on their own MIDI channel. This means that when you play a few notes on Beatstep's drum sequencer, you'll just hear the kick drum, but chromatically pitched. I have Ableton hooked up here to keep everything in sync, and for the last part of this tutorial. One thing I found out way too late is that in the C-2 octave, the rhythm's voices are spread out chromatically. So C-2 for kick, C#-2 for snare, etc. This means you'll have to pitch down the Beatstep 3 octaves and you'll be able to play like you would a regular drum sequence. You can either do that in Arturia's MIDI control center, or to keep compatibility with other software a bit safer, just change the pitch in Ableton using this object set to -32. Now we can program a simple drum beat on the Beatstep and use some of the features it offers, namely more randomness and the roller looper. Randomness in the Beatstep is a lot easier than on Rhythm. It consists entirely of these two knobs, probability and randomness. And the roller/looper is an instantly gratifying way to get those beat repeat effects that we all know and love. Now, what if you want the best of both worlds? Per step parameter change and the Beatstep features. Well, since everything is in sync, you can use both sequencers for different sounds, but this gets confusing quite quickly. Instead of that, you can program parameter change on Rhythm, whilst keeping the sequence on Beatstep. Just do what we did earlier and turn off these envelopes to get the yellow steps on the sequencer. But now we don't have to do that for just some steps. You can keep the envelopes off for the whole sequence. Change some values and off you go. Lastly, there's one sequencer that you probably own that also deserves some love. Your DAW. The benefits of using your DAW sequencer are maybe sometimes obvious, but they're still worth mentioning. For one, you can save them with your session. You can put different sequences in different MIDI clips, either in clip view in Ableton or in the more regular session view in any DAW. But my favorite reason to do this is that it's easier to get in between the beats. Sure, you can nudge beats back and forth a bit on hardware, but here's my preferred way of doing it. Using the groove function in Ableton, we can grab the timing peculiarities of some drummer or other instrumentalists we love and put it into our drum computer. I won't go into too much detail for this specific thing, but here's a beat with some groove taken from Steve Jordan. And of course, again, you can throw this all together with the two other sequencers and have every single element of the chain do what it is individually best at.